Hi guys, Harbs here, welcome to my channel. If you haven't seen my other videos on Baldur's Gate 3, then the links are in the description below. I've done some stuff on origin stories and links with Descent into Avernus, as well as some videos on the monster lore. Okay, let's go.
It's worth very little with a tadpole in your head. One skull, two tenants, and no solution in sight. I could fix it all, like that. Take all the time you need, but make up your mind before you're counting down with tentacles. Try to cure yourself, shop around, beg, borrow, and steal. Exhaust every possibility until none are left. And when hope has been whittled down to the very marrow of despair, that's when you'll come knocking on my door.
So, you've got a tadpole in your head and this Cambion is offering a way out, likely through some kind of devious contract. Could end up with your soul in the 9 hells. But what if there was another way to get that tadpole out? I've looked into this topic an unusual amount over the last few days and had to explain several times to my girlfriend that those images of dissected make-believe tentacle creatures on my laptop are based on important research. First off, let's take a look at what Ceremorphosis is. In the Elder Tongue, which is a very ancient language within the Forgotten Realms, the word is translated as follows. Cere means brain and morph means form. So, brain form. That doesn't explain it much either. I will quote the following from the Iliad by Bruce R. Cordell, who was the first person to officially write about Ceremorphosis in canon. Ceremorphosis begins when an adult illithid inserts a mature tadpole into the ear of a helpless humanoid. The tadpole buries quickly into its victim's brain, quickly consuming much of the grey matter and replacing the consumed brain with its own squalid tissue. In effect, the tadpole melds with the uneaten lower brainstem of the victim, killing all remnants of the personality and spirit of the victim, while leaving the physical body alive for the tadpole to use it as its own body. Within days, additional morphological transformations, additions, and subtractions complete the genesis of the mature mind flayer. So clearly what we see here is a version of Ceremorphosis that is sped up, or the nature of Ceremorphosis has changed as there have been some canonical changes since 1998. For example, Ceremorphosis was only possible in the following races: humans, elves, drow, Githzerai, Githyanki, gnolls, grimlocks, orcs, and goblins. It was originally deemed impossible by the mind flayers for the process to take place in halflings, dwarves, duergar, centaurids, gnomes, kuo-toa, and giants. These were largely not accepted due to the physical characteristics, even if they were humanoid. Again, I'll quote Bruce R. Cordell, who said, "Implanted tadpoles develop too quickly inside small humanoids and too slowly in giant ones. In fact, there was even an ideal weight and height, 58 to 122 kilograms, or 130 pounds to 270 pounds, and 163 to 187 centimeters, or 5'4" to 6'2". However, there will be some potential changes in the canon, as Chris Perkins casually mentions here.
Gnome Flare.
The Gnome Flare.
I'm sorry, he's adorable.
He is. I think it's actually a match made in heaven. These small, bulbous-headed mind flayers.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, the point of no return, in the case of the victim, occurs 1 hour after implantation. Anytime after this, it is impossible to restore the victim. His or her spirit seeks its fate in the outer planes. Ceremorphosis continues normally for the emerging illithid, during which time it remains helpless. The transformation from humanoid to illithid tissue concludes in 7 days. Obviously, the whole bit about the point of no return being after 1 hour has been changed, not to mention we can see strange occurrences with these true souls. Anyway, how do we get this thing out of our head short of making a deal with a Cambion? Number 1. Heal. This method seems simple, almost too simple. In the book Lords of Madness, the Book of Aberrations, a supplement for 3.5 edition, it states the following. Spells such as cure disease or remove curse have no effect. only a heal spell can save a victim undergoing Ceremorphosis. Let's remember that heal is a level 6 spell, and so certainly not available to our level 1 characters at the start of Baldur's Gate 3. In the description of heal, it states that a surge of positive energy washes through the creature, causing it to regain 70 hit points. This spell also ends blindness, deafness, and any diseases affecting the target. This spell has no effect on constructs or undead. So, if the characters can find a powerful enough healer, then maybe it will be possible. Shadowheart does mention the same.
Each hour that passes, the thing inside us grows. We need to find a healer. Let's wake up at first light.
Number 2. Head Crusher. If the previous method doesn't work and the process of Ceremorphosis has moved along too far, then the Lords of Madness says the following. In most cases, the only way to guarantee the tadpole is slain is to crush or incinerate the victim's head. At that point, resurrection, true resurrection, or raise dead come into play. Raise dead alone is of no avail if the victim's head was destroyed in the process of killing the tadpole. True resurrection brings back people who have been dead for no more than 200 years, and it's a level 9 spell, so certainly not realistic for any level 1 characters, especially considering that to cast level 9 spells you have to be at least level 17. Yeah, I know that sounds odd, but that's how it is for anyone that doesn't play D&D. True Resurrection also requires a diamond worth at least 25,000 gold pieces. Normal Resurrection is slightly less powerful as it can resurrect someone who has been dead for no more than 100 years, but it's a level 7 spell, which is still damn high and requires a diamond worth at least 1,000 gold pieces. Unlike True Resurrection, it doesn't remove any magical diseases that may have been affecting the creature before its death. So if you trust your friends to bring you back, then by all means try this one, but it's going to be messy. Number 3. Wish. One of the most powerful level 9 spells in Dungeons & Dragons is described as follows. Wish is the mightiest spell a mortal creature can cast. By simply speaking aloud, you can alter the very foundations of reality in accord with your desires. There are some things listed in the wish spell that you can wish for without consequence, but theoretically you can wish for anything, as Jeremy Crawford, one of the game designers of D&D, explains here.
Wish represents their ability, once they get powerful enough, to essentially do anything. But it's risky.
So it's risky, but if you have a tadpole in your head and you're a spellcaster powerful enough to cast Wish, or you find someone who is strangely willing to use a Wish spell for you, then it is absolutely possible to reverse Ceremorphosis. However, casting Wish comes with consequences. If you use the spell in this manner, then you will endure a great deal of stress. You will become physically weak, you will take necrotic damage when trying to cast other spells before you have a long rest, and forevermore, you will only have a 33% chance of being able to cast Wish ever again. Not to mention the risks that come from the wording of the wish itself. For example, let's imagine that a mind flayer inserts a tadpole into my head, but I'm a powerful wizard and I can cast Wish. I then word my wish by saying, I wish that I was never captured by mind flayers. Well, I've probably saved myself from Ceremorphosis, but let's imagine that when I was captured, I was traveling with someone that I cared about. Maybe reality will just twist things so that the other person is now the one to be captured instead of me. But if you feel that you can safely word a wish spell, it's probably the best way to stop Ceremorphosis. This is also one of the spells that can reverse the transformation of drows into driders. Number 4. I'm dragging you down with me. Okay, I got a little creative with this one and I couldn't find any official examples whether this would work. In the Ithiliad, it has the following to say regarding tadpole insertion into an unacceptable species. Such developmental mishaps abort the whole process, killing both the victim and the tadpole. Let's imagine that you're unfortunately undergoing Ceremorphosis. If you find a spellcaster capable of casting the level 9 spell True Polymorph, then you might be in luck. Kind of. True Polymorph allows the spellcaster to change the target creature into another creature or an object. If the spellcaster concentrates for a full hour, then the spell is permanent. If not, then it just lasts 1 hour. There are several things we could do here to play around with this spell. The first being that the spellcaster could transform you into another creature not compatible with the tadpole, therefore killing both the tadpole and the host. But at least there won't be any extra mind flayers in the world. The second thing that it could be used for is transforming you into an object such as a chest. Now, True Polymorph does state that it will also transform whatever you are carrying or wearing, and since the tadpole is connected to your brainstem, would that also count? Or could you get transformed into a chest where then someone could open it up, grab the tadpole and crush it, then wait an hour for the chest to transform back? I can't see this one being in the game, and I feel like some lawyer trying to find loopholes in what is likely going to be a fun questline. Finally, we have number 5, the miracle. In the Lords of Madness it says the following: the process of ceremorphosis takes a week to complete, but it cannot be reversed after any of the victim's ability scores are reduced to 0. From that point, no means can bring back the victim short of a miracle. Well, when this book was written, Miracle was literally a spell that you could cast in 3.5 edition. It was an incredibly powerful 9th level spell castable by clerics, and where Wish could alter reality itself, Miracle petitioned your god to intervene in a situation. And like Wish, if you used it for something other than the run-of-the-mill things like spell duplication, it would cost you something. So if you're willing, you could call upon your god to sort out your tadpole problem. This spell is no longer available in 5th edition as it has evolved into something else. 10th level clerics gain an ability called Divine Intervention. You can call upon your deity to intervene in order to help you in some manner. You throw a percentile dice to determine the level of the god's involvement. If you roll lower than your actual level, then your god does not intervene at all. At 20th level, your god intervenes in some way no matter what. You can only use this once every 7 days, but on the tabletop I would usually homebrew a rule to increase this even more. So, if you're a powerful enough cleric, maybe your god can get that tadpole out of your head. The gods of the Forgotten Realms have been known to do a lot more for less. Shadowheart is a cleric of Shar, and the fact that Shar is a greater deity, it might be fair to say that she has the power to remove a tadpole from her head. Unfortunately, Shadowheart is not powerful enough yet, even if she has been entrusted to go on some kind of secret mission, but we'll put that down to game mechanics. Okay guys, remember these were all just theories and I don't expect Larian to make it quite as simple as some of these seem to be. Also, let's remember that some of the canon around Ceremorphosis and the tadpoles may be changing, and the max level will be level 10. If you like this video, then please give me a like, subscribe and check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye!